Welcome back to the HoodCast.
The opinions expressed on the HoodCast are those of the guests and the host. They reflect no inference or agreement by Hood Tech Productions or Hood Tech Productions LLC or HoodCast LLC. The information presented on the HoodCast is not intended to offend any race, creed, religion, sexual orientation, or nation of origin. Please listen at your own discretion.
It is now time.
It's time.
Get ready. Let's do it.
What's good?
What it do, Willie Biggs? I think that it is time for the show, bro.
All right, it's the HoodCast theme song. It's about time we gave y'all a new one. So G-Mac got us in the booth. Let's go.
Hey man, we back. It's the show from the past. So get your drink and grab a seat because we're here. And if I didn't before, let me make it clear. We on Instagram and Facebook, turn us loud up in your ear. We're shining brighter than a hanging crystal chandelier. Hanging from the roof, shenanigans funny as hell. You know, man, we the truth. Without further ado, I hit the boards and grab the mic. We get online a little early so we can get our sound right. And then we go off and show off when we do our thing. We spit the truth to the world. I hope you understand our slang. I am the host who they call G-Mac the boss. Trying to make up for the lost time in the few years that we lost. We play that 5S music, it's the same thing all the time. My passion is so depth, but you can tell it in this rhyme. I'm good on my refreshments, I done been went to the store. The moment we all be waiting for. It's our time now for the show, yeah.
All right, let's go. It's HoodCast. You know what it is, your favorite show, twice a week. www.hoodcast.podomatic.com, hoodtechproductions.com. G-Mac, I'll tell them what it is, bro.
For sure, that's in the present, but it's from the past. They say the HoodCast was a one hell of a cast. It's the show that say that makes your stomach weak. Instagram and Facebook twice a week. For sure, that's in the present, but it's from the past. They say the HoodCast was a one hell of a cast. It's the show that say that makes your stomach weak. Instagram and Facebook twice a week.
This is Robot Ron, and now the moment you all been waiting for. G-Mac, Willie Biggs, and Code
Ooh, what was that? What's up, world? Welcome back to another edition of Hood Tech Presents the HoodCast. www.hoodtechproductions.com. HoodTechProductions.com. This is HoodCast 267 in this thingamajig. Happy belated Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there. All of you strong women. They got to put up with them chillings. Thank you. Thank all of y'all. And we thank y'all from the HoodCast. So without further ado, let me introduce the crew. Willie Biggs.
What's happening, people? How y'all feeling tonight?
Jen E. Happy Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, well, damn. is not going to be here tonight.
The only one that told me Happy Mother's Day.
Jesus.
I just told that
we were sorry.
That's what's wrong right there with our society. Because damn, do we have to call? I bet you damn now one of y'all say, "Oh, Happy Father's Day! Oh, Happy Father's Day!"
And you know what I did? I told somebody. I said, you know what? June 19th, we need to keep that same positive energy.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna remind you neither. And if I don't get mine, I'm gonna talk shit till September.
I'm not.
I'm gonna talk shit till September.
Quite frankly, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, especially after I was accused of eating pizza with a fork and a knife.
That is, look, nobody accused you of that. Nobody accused you of that. But if you're gonna continue to use words like décolletage and shit like that, then
and decorous,
it's quite possible that you eat pizza with a knife and fork. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying it puts you on the list.
I fold mine.
Yeah. Well, that's not bad, but you know that language is suspect. So your use of vocabulary is questionable. You too good at it.
Let me tell you why it's like that, though. Speaking of mothers, my grandmother, when we would spend summers in the country, my grandmother would have us open. Y'all remember how you used to get those stamps from the grocery store?
Yeah.
And you would stick them, and after you get so many stamps, you would get an encyclopedia or a dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
So she would have us look up words A through Z, spell them, and define them.
Oh yeah,
So,
grandma's out there learning.
like, when it came down to like crossword puzzles and
Hmm.
word searches, and then when they introduced the app Words with Friends, I
Hmm.
would always score so high because of Miss Ruby Lee Frazier, my grandma. So
Well, shout
that's
out to
why.
her. Shout out
The
to Miss
late
Ruby Lee
Miss
for.
Ruby Lee. So
Hey
that's why.
man, grandmas are amazing. Thanks to my grandmother, by the time when I actually went to preschool, I could already read and count money.
Yep. And she's one of the reasons why. That and my uncle Will, who drove 18 wheelers, is the reason why I knew the capitals of all 50 states.
Hmm. I was such an asshole in kindergarten when we be in a reading circle. Well, actually, first grade, we'd be in a reading circle and kids would get stuck on the word, and I'd be like, "You don't know that word?"
I know, me too.
And the teacher would be like, "Don't do that. Everybody don't read at the same level." I'm like,
And
"But
like my
dang, you don't know
kindergarten
that word?"
teacher, she's like 80 years old now, Miss Rowe. And I remember I wrote her a note, and my note said, Miss Rowe, I don't think I belong here.
Mm.
Because there was a little boy who wet his pants every morning. There was a little girl that screamed every morning because her mama left her. And then there was a little boy that ate glue. So I didn't think I belonged there.
You didn't have none of those dysfunctions. You was like, "Now what can I do to fit in? Should I poop
I
my pants?
mean,
Maybe I
I
poop my
mean,
pants."
kindergarten was scary to me because I'm like,
My kindergarten, I remember going to kindergarten. I went to kiddie college at Arkansas Baptist.
did you really?
Yes,
So
I
you went to
did.
school in the basement?
Yes, I did. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it was a basement. It was weird
It was
because
in the basement.
we went up some steps to go in, but then we went down after we got in. And
That building is still there.
I know it's a computer center now, a
It's a
library or something.
computer center. It's
Yep.
the computers. Well, the
All right.
computers are not downstairs anymore.
Right.
They're upstairs, but that basement area is still there.
Hmm. I know they had servers down back on the when you come in and go over to the left side of it, have servers,
Hmm.
and the rest of it was a library. And that was 10 years ago since I actually went in that building. I was in Little Rock, but Miss Ward used to run the kiddie college, and she lived right across the street from the place. So in the spring, she would have us over at her house, like raking leaves and picking up the yard. We thought she was letting us play outside. We know this old bitch had us cleaning up our yard.
Free labor.
It's straight free labor. But she also had I forgot what fruit she had. We used to get over there with like baskets and pick fruit, and she would bring them back to the school and wash them and let us eat them. And she was surprised we didn't all get sick as hell. But yeah, she was like everybody's mom. I love that lady because before that, the kindergarten, the pre-K that I went to before that was at this Catholic school off of 12th Street in Jackson.
Yep, and it's still there.
I used to live on Jackson. I used to live on Jackson
You're
Street.
talking about Immaculate Heart.
Some shit like that, but I hated that place. I hated it.
They could hit you with a yardstick.
I was the only black kid in there. That shit was weird. I was like, how we in my neighborhood? I'm the only black kid here. I realized then them kids was all going to kiddie college, Arkansas Baptist.
Beat you down.
So my parents, with they up their asses, sent me in there with all them white folks, and I was like, I don't know none of these people. So they still
Here's what
finally
I
took me to
found
Arkansas Baptist.
interesting. This is something I found very interesting. Being an island child.
Allen child, Allen boy.
Because, you have white Pentecostal, white Baptists, black Pentecostal, you have black Catholics, white Catholics, and it's completely different.
Well, yeah, church
Huh?
among different ethnic groups is always different. It's always
Completely
different.
different.
But you have churches different between the same ethnic groups, but different
Hmm.
ways of. I mean, I've gone to some churches that were black churches. They weren't shit like church I grew up with. I went
Absolutely not.
I went to church one time after 9/11. Everybody went to church. So
Yeah.
after 9/11, we went to church with our babysitter at the time. She was also a minister, so she invited us to church. And time we was in New York, we didn't even have a car, so we rode in her van, which is weird because we get in her van, right? And I didn't pay this woman like $12,000 a year to daycare for babysitting my kids. And we get in the van, and she's like, "Y'all like my new van?" In the back of my head, I know I'm going to hell because we're going to church. I'm thinking to myself, "Bitch, I bought this van."
Right. I paid
And
for it.
so we get to a church, and they got like a weird forest tree theme going on up there. So it's all these trees and plants and all kind of in the band. And I told my wife, I was like, I leaned over to her, I was like, "These niggas pagan." She was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "These niggas is worshiping the woods in the trees. These niggas is pagan. She's like, not in Oseo, these. I said, okay. I said, listen to the sermon. If they don't say nothing about Jesus, Moses, or God, these niggas is
Something
pagan.
right.
And we listening. I'm listening. I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, nobody gonna say nothing about Jesus? We're gonna do a whole sermon. Ain't gonna say nothing about Jesus. They got through. We got back in the van. She's like, well, how'd y'all enjoy church? We was like, it was nice. Next Sunday, she called me. Well, what time y'all gonna come over? We gonna ride? I said, no, we're good. We're good. We think we're gonna continue, kind of search for a church home. She said, well, I thought you enjoyed it. You was gonna join my church. Because she the minister, and I was like, you think I'm gonna pay you for daycare? Then you don't
And pay
get
your
10%? Yeah, no.
Here's something interesting about 10%. 10% is Old Testament.
What they want now? 20%?
It's business.
No. 10% is Old Testament, and in the New Testament, it was offertory.
Oh, it was based upon what you could give, what you felt. Okay. Well, speaking of payments and what you could give, what's one of our topics tonight? We're gonna talk about the monthly payment programs that they're talking about now.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
We're gonna get into the second segment. Also, we gotta talk about your favorite topic, Mr. Samuels. R.I.P. Mr. Kevin Samuels. We're gonna talk. Oh wow. Oh well, look at Jen. She's giving a serious one single finger salute there. So
a lot of black women are. A lot of black women.
Yeah,
oh no! You know what's interesting? How the energy of it has changed.
I know. I've been noticing that because he been talking the truth. I mean, he a little open with. I'm talking about he just uncut, unraw. He need to be a host on the HoodCast raw. That's how he do his shit.
Now I ain't gonna lie. If we could have got him on the HoodCast, that would have been a good ass show. That would have been hilarious.
And I would have been incarcerated.
I know you would have been incarcerated, but that would have been the good part of what especially we could have filmed you getting arrested.
He just wouldn't have been. We can't have.
We just want to see Jen come across the camera.
Hey, like she do one of them dudes at the job. Let's see.
She said she hit that motherfucker with a low body block. Boom! Lift his ass up, drop him on the chair. I see Kevin skinny ass trying to get away, and Gia got his ass up suplex.
But you know what? The irony of it is when I heard the 911 call, which is highly inappropriate. His mother did find out that he had died via the internet.
I know. We're gonna talk about that on the second segment because we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. I mean, I got a serious, and we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that's going on with the Supreme Court. And I mean, we talked about women's right to choose, but I'm looking at some other stories, and some of these dots are starting to connect and starting to get a little.
The purge starts at midnight.
Boy, it's starting to get a little purgy looking out here. It's starting to get real purgy looking.
Because you have to think about the bottom line, who that affects financially.
Not only that, though, the motherfuckers is like, we need cheap labor. We need cheap labor. And we want to, they get it, but we're gonna talk about it. But I'm telling you, man, this is a grand design type of plan. That in my opinion, that's how I feel. I could be totally conspiratory. Right. I could be, sipping out the wrong side of the Kool-Aid.
It is conspiratory, very much so. Yeah, you're not wrong.
But it looks, it's looking real fucked up. Or it might be the biggest distraction ever.
While they playing and that too.
Another story I saw was Ferdinand Marcos's direct descendant just got elected president. And y'all know who the first Ferdinand Marcos, his assassination is what prompted World War I. So now his distant relative just became president, and history has a tendency to repeat itself. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into a lot of stuff on tonight's show. But I know Jen is itching to get into Mr. Kevin Samuels. I mean, get all up in him.
All up in his.
But Jen, how was your Mother's Day on a bright note before we go down a dark, deep tunnel of
she mad, dog?
Anger and how was your Mother's Day? Other than the fact that me and G-Mac, we have apologized profusely. We did not send you a happy Mother's Day greeting via the group chat. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even see Heart Attacks joint until today.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I was off my phone most of the day. The only time I was on my phone, because we went to see the Marvel, went to the movies, because my wife said she got kids, she's a mother. So all the focus was on mom. I got up and got a breakfast and all that shit. And, yeah, we did the whole thing. So I didn't even
Well,
talk about
G is a heathen.
What?
you a goddamn heathen.
Mm.
She said what she said. So,
Let's see.
That's why.
Um,
That's why I chose her to be one of the co-hosts. She said what she said.
she
But
said what she
um,
said.
you
Because
know,
I got.
heathen knows a heathen. Keep
maybe,
on
but
knowing.
maybe I'm glad that my narcissism is just so high that it just goes right gone. I'm fucking with
Well, I
you.
mean, I was like, I
Please.
honestly did not see my phone. I didn't even see heart attacks
Mhm,
text message until
mhm.
today. And it was
Yeah.
funny because when I got the phone, my mom, it was like 11 o'clock. I literally got out when me and my mom, we don't talk maybe once a month because when we talk like 4 or 5 hours.
Why once a month? That makes what?
Well, one, she don't want to talk to me, and I ain't got a lot of time to talk to her. We lived together for a long time. We know each other. I'm only child.
Came out of it. I know.
I'm my best friend. So, but no, real. And then she talks to my sons all the time. They talk
Well,
to,
yeah, grandma.
they
Yeah.
talk to grandma constantly. So,
I
she
didn't
and
get
I
a Mother's
talk
Day gift from the Dark Overlords.
You didn't get a birthday gift?
I didn't get a
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day gift from the
Oh.
Dark Overlords. They told me Happy Mother's Day. I was shaking down for money. Um,
They showed you what you was made for.
I
Mama, let me hold something.
Oh, they
pretty
love
much
you. They
I
love
love
you.
you. Happy Mother's Day. Let me hold something.
that's pretty much what happened.
It's cold. That's all it is. It's cold.
Let me let
Mom
me.
and I went out to eat with one of the Dark Overlords. Mom took me out to eat. I gave my mom a plaque with that says "Mom" and the names of myself and my siblings on it. And the young lady that made the plaque for my mom made me one
Mm-hmm.
with "Mom" on it and the name of the Dark Overlords on it.
The dark overlords. You shall bow to our power.
That's where I got that from.
Uncle
Uh,
Duck.
You
yeah,
shall bow to my power.
I love that movie. I mean, it didn't do well, and it is a Marvel film, but that's
It
one of
is.
my favorite movies. Yeah, it's Marvel.
I love it. I
I
loved it.
loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I still do. But matter of fact, I actually have it on VHS. That's what makes it so funny.
What is it? Which movie is that?
Howard the Duck.
Oh yeah. How
You
did
know
that?
that
Um,
they was talking about bringing him into the MCU too.
I mean, he showed
they
up.
should.
He actually showed up in the collectors at the, it was either the Guardians of the Galaxy when they went to see
Guardians
the
of the Galaxy,
collector.
the
The
Yeah,
first.
Guardians.
the duck is in one of the boxes.
Yeah.
He actually was in another cameo too. What other cameo was he in? Was he in another cameo in one of
Yeah, it
them?
was. He was like on the street or something where they were
He was on
somewhere.
the
He was on the
street.
street. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was on the street.
But
Yeah.
that's pretty much what we did. All the restaurants was packed. No one cooked for Mother's Day.
Of course not. You ain't
Um,
got
we
to
were
cook for your mama.
originally we were originally gonna go to Samurai. There were people waiting outside, so we went elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I hung out with my mom.
I'm telling you, nobody wants to cook for their mama on Mother's Day because you ain't trying to get criticized. You're gonna put that on somebody else.
Right.
So when she
Absolutely
go, this
not.
is dry. You be like, it sure is. What the fuck are they doing? I don't know, mama. you don't want.
Right.
You don't want to go. Who made the
But
cornbread? And everybody at the table looking around.
right. Now I did cook for Easter. I told my mom that I did cook for Easter. I
Mm-hmm.
cooked for the family for Easter, but Mother's Day, mm-mm, mm-mm.
It's just Mother's Day is stressful enough to put yourself in
Because
that
I
kid's
mean,
house.
what do you get for somebody who legit has everything?
Not
Because my
only that,
mom,
how do you feed somebody who grew up feeding you?
right. And I mean, my mother is like,
You know what they eat?
I mean, her
They
hands were
making
washed by
cook.
God. So,
Yeah. Like, when their mama can really, really cook. Every time my mom come up here and I'm always like, what we gonna do? I was like, shit, pick a menu. We are not. I'm not about to get. I'm not about to get clowned in my own kitchen. My mom,
mm-mm.
I'll tell you how cold my mom is. She came up here one year for Thanksgiving. We were already planning Thanksgiving, and she flew up here and contacted Peapod and had them deliver a turkey, all the trimmings to her hotel suite, and she cooked it there and then brought it to my house.
Yeah.
She was like, "Cause I know your wife don't really like to cook." I was like, "Oh, you gonna come here with that shit? You gonna start this shit in my house before Christmas?"
And will.
I had made some Cornish hens. My mom still brought a turkey dressing. And she brought a whole meal with her, but she cooked it at her hotel room. And then I went
Yeah.
to pick her up. I thought she was gonna come out and put it in the
And
car.
probably
She's
had
like,
those
"Get the
white
food."
people walking out in the hallway going,
Yeah, because she was staying with like one of those extended stay suites she's always in. She crashes up here, and full kitchen, the whole nine. She blazed that hotel up. Had that
And
joint smell like good.
my mom is literally Southern cooking. I mean, it gets no better. That is legit soul food. It is legit made with love. If you sick, mama cook something, it can heal you.
Well, I mean, my grandparents, they own a restaurant in Northeast Arkansas. My mom grew up in a kitchen. She don't know how to cook for small units.
No.
She can't cook for two. Like, it was growing up, it was me, her, and my dad, and she still cooked like it was 10 people coming to dinner.
Right.
So she cooked on Sunday. We eating that shit till Wednesday. Maybe Tuesday.
And I mean, my mom. Now, one thing that I can make close enough to my mom is cabbage. That's like if I make cabbage, it's close enough to my mom. Now, is it as good as my mom? No, but it's pretty close.
But you got enough sense to know it ain't as good as your mama. Did she make it
God,
with the
yeah,
iced potatoes in it?
absolutely.
Thank you. God damn. Okay, I'm
And then what she does
here.
is the way
Hold on, I gotta
she
get
does
somebody
is,
down here because other people think I'm crazy because I want potatoes.
my mother got the little bit of butter and those potatoes and then those yellow onions.
G
And
Mac, okay, let's play some music. I gotta get something to eat. We already fucked out 20 minutes of your time. We gotta play some music.
But before we do that, for everybody that likes to listen, likes to make music, or want your music showcased, you can send it to us. Original MP3, please, to the HoodCast at gmail.com.
That's right.
Original.
Send us some new music.
Yes.
We'll be right back, and then we're gonna get into these topics.
Yes, we shall be right back after this. Right here.
HoodTech presents the HoodCast. Presents the HoodCast.
Yeah. It's 2 a.m. Gotta keep the freaks in the night out. Let's disappear in the night now. Right now. Know you in my head, come to my town. I can fuck you in the stewardess pipe down. It's just the two of us. We don't gotta fall love. Playing with that road so dangerous. Nowadays, who can you trust? I mean, enough's enough. Now you can't even hang with us. You going down, down bad. Burn, baby, burn. Shorty fire, how about that? It's 2 a.m. Gotta keep the freaks in the night out. Let's disappear in the night now. Right now. You got, damn girl. You got, you don't even need a pilot. Cause you know that you the flyest. You say you wanna take slow, cause the night now. You wanna have your wrist so froze, you got that bust down. Yeah, I have you on the floor with your face down. I don't know how to swim, I guess I'm going drown. It's 2 a.m. Gotta keep the freaks in the night out. Let's disappear in the night now. Right now. Know you in my head, come to my town. I can fuck you in the stewardess pipe down. It's just the two of us. We don't gotta fall in love.
Yo ho, we are back to the second segment of HoodTech presents the HoodCast, y'all. Oh, wrong one. Oops. Yeah, now we're back. What's up, world? We back. We are back. We are business. Second segment of HoodCast 267. Happy belated Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Can y'all? Are we back? Is everybody back?
Yeah, I'm back, bro. I'm tripping.
Jen E, you're not back.
She is back. We just can't hear her.
Really? I don't understand why not.
Oh no, Jen's got the sound tripping again.
No.
Hold on, let me turn these lights on. My video's bugging.
Yo, what's going on with the internet, man? I heard we're getting hacked. Are we getting hacked or something? Cause shit, I got haywires going all over. Where's my? Y'all excuse us while we get ourselves right. You know I can't find my drinking cup. Where's my drinking cup? Oh, there we go. Jen E, we still can't hear you, mommy.
Y'all hear my garage again?
Nope.
Good. I don't know
Hey,
why y'all.
hey,
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
I don't
We can hear
know.
you now. What's going on in the internet? Okay. We lost valuable time due to technical difficulties, so let's jump right into it.
Yes.
Mr. Kevin Samuels. He went viral for dropping Kicking the Bucket. And as you see, Jen has a strong opinion about him. So take it away, Jen. Away we go.
The man was a patriarchal, misogynistic, condescending bastard, and he
Tell us how you
returned
really
to
feel.
hell.
Tell us how you
You
really
say
feel.
he going to hell?
He returned to hell.
He came from hell. He was a
Let
demon
me
like on
say
the
this.
Charm ones.
He was Beelzebub's personal assistant. Let me share something with you. He is not the first.
Mm-hmm.
He is not the last man who thinks like that. He's not. There will be another one of him probably within the next 24 to 72 hours.
Oh yeah, somebody
The
gonna try to get that
issue
spot.
the issue that I had with him, and let me say this, I did not subscribe to him. I saw a full-length video because I'm one of these people where I try to give him the benefit of the doubt
Mm-hmm.
because I did in fact hear about him. I did in fact hear about him and I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Uh-huh.
So in trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, I watched this brother for an hour and 30 plus minutes. I did watch this. And I'm gonna say this. This man told a sister that made six figures a year that she was going to die alone.
Damn.
He called women who were over 35, unmarried or single mothers, leftovers.
Mm.
So I say that to say this. I'm gonna make it real short because I ain't finna promote this dude.
Leftovers.
Oh, trust me,
57
we
years
won't be
old.
benefited from no promotion.
He said he was 67.
57 years old.
Now, he didn't even look that.
He looked
57
67.
years old.
He looked old as fuck.
Twice divorced. Self-proclaimed image expert.
Mm.
Relationship guru. You've been
Mm.
divorced twice, and I'm not dissing people who live in apartments. But dude, you legit died engaging in activity that a high value man is not supposed to engage in with a 32-year-old non-melanated woman who was allegedly a nurse who when you fell dead from alleged use of a little blue pill.
Oh, man.
She's on the phone with 911. You're blue as a smurf, and she threatens the 911 dispatcher, tells them that I'm going to hang up with you and call the front desk and get a AED. My love, nurses have fear. We are not invincible. But when you sit here and somebody is blue as a smurf and you begin CPR, the first thing that I would have done is throw that door open, call down to the front desk, say I need an AED, call 911, start CPR. That AED should have arrived first.
So he was engaged in basically he was taking a Viagra and had a heart attack while sleeping with
White
He
girl.
came and went at
a
the
white
same time.
girl. And he's a high value. He's a high value man. Well, I mean, I don't say what in that was not reflective of a high value individual.
Right. That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
no, this
Because he
is the
was sleeping
thing.
with
He had this thing where he claimed that men and women should go through this scaling process of finding a suitable person to date, to be around, to even be in any type of companionship with.
Right.
That was always his thing. So you mean to tell me, Kevin, you literally go out somewhere and you meet a woman that you had known 30 minutes?
Yeah, it's called getting some.
One night stand.
You be quiet. And then you legit this is the end of your legacy. This is how it ends.
Just
This is how
because
it
he went out
ends.
and had a one night stand with a white girl, y'all women are mad at this man.
I'm
I'm
mad
not
at him.
mad at
I
anything.
remember I'm mad at him because he told some brother that he had a little PP. I saw one joint. He was like, "You got a little PP and you don't make no money." He was like,
Mhm.
He would.
I got a
He
big
did.
PP." Well, apparently his big PP needs some help. He was out here popping blue pills. I'm like, bro,
No blood flow, brother. No
bro.
Well, here's an interesting thing about the blue pill. It was originally designed to lower blood pressure, but it raised something else.
Ooh, I did not know that. Well, I knew it raised something else.
And what happened was you had all these men who God rest most of them, and may God have mercy on a lot of their wives because it was targeted for men 55 and up
Mm-hmm.
whose wives were more than happy about it being broken and didn't want it fixed. And they're going back to these clinical trials going, hey, my blood pressure is not down, but something else is up.
So now you got a motherfucker with high blood pressure running around trying to fuck like Rooster.
Pretty much.
Yo,
And
man.
his wife is pretty happy with not getting her bones jumped on. And now she got this horny old fart with high
Listen,
blood
I'm gonna
pressure
tell you
chasing
something.
her house.
I kid you not.
Can't
Watch
wait.
this. I
Oh,
had two
God.
little patients. When I worked in clinic, and his wife was just sitting there in the examination room talking about. I saw it. It was broken. It was broken. I hadn't seen it in 25 years. Then all of a sudden, I come home from Bible study, and there it was. She said it's terrible.
It's like, hello, baby.
She's like, it's just absolutely terrible. She said, I just don't know what to do. She was offended.
He's like, how was church?
Because it gets broken, then for me like, he can't do nothing for me no more. But then when
I
you
mean,
got
after
something like
25 years, she was offended. She was so offended.
She's like, how dare you?
why? Because he was too old. She wanted somebody young.
No, it was
No.
him.
She didn't want. She wasn't trying to go to
You
Pound
got to think
Town.
about
She was
something.
old.
He was like
Hey,
78 years old.
Oh,
that old Biggs, it's not gonna be no Pound Town, bro.
Not at that age.
it's gonna be a little pet. No Pound, little pet.
No Pound, pick for no.
It ain't even a
Little
rabbit
tat-
punch at that. It's more like a,
It's a little feather tickle.
yeah.
Oh shit.
At that age, he like, okay, honey, how was that?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about somebody he was on oxygen. I never forget that. He was on like 2 liters of oxygen and had the little purse with the little oxygen tank in it.
Oh
And
shit.
she was just
For real?
sitting,
And he was still trying to get at her.
yeah, and she was like, what is your problem?
See, that's
He was
why
like,
he
I
had
ain't
to
got
go to the
long.
field because I mean, shit, he had to get oxygen. So it's oxygen that
His
goes.
blood flow wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah, you need
his
some blood flow to some oxygen to pump
But
that up anyway.
get back to Kevin. So what I saw online was there was one group of people who literally was like, nah, that's what you get, motherfucker.
Yes, I mean, there was one woman who had church music playing in the background and she was shouting.
Yeah, I mean, I saw people who were happy that he died. Then there's other people who's like, man, you don't want to wish. No matter how much you dislike somebody, you don't want to wish
And
death on.
I
And I'm in
never,
that crowd. I'm in that crowd.
I'm
I
in,
ain't with that.
and see, I'm gonna say this. He was laughing at me at the video that I posted because the only thing I've ever been worried about is losing money. I had 86 so many people on Facebook that day because they were literally angry with me because I said the man returned to hell. I don't relish in the fact that the man is dead.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Karma's a motherfucker, though.
But karma is something. You
Yeah.
legit died alone. You literally died. 57 is young. You literally died young and you died with somebody you did not know.
In a hotel room or apartment with a stranger.
She must have
Yeah.
fire.
Meanwhile, you've been online talking shit and dissing damn near. I've never heard him say something
And I
complimentary to
mean,
anybody.
I'm going to say this.
That was his whole brand, like dissing
That's what I'm
folks.
saying. That's how
And
I
guess
had
what? His YouTube subscrition was $99 a month.
And people was paying to hear him diss
They
people.
were paying it. Yeah, they were paying it.
audition you motherfuckers out there. Then $99 a
And
month.
but you know what got me was he acted as if he was such a high value man, and he was such a alpha male that was so hard to get at, and you die in this fashion.
But I mean,
The irony of it.
he must have been an alpha male. $99 a month. I didn't know that shit.
What the white girl look like?
No, actually, she's actually Latina,
Okay, so what
and she looks like an IG model. She does,
wait a minute,
and
wait.
they were claiming that she was
A
an
good IG model or somebody on IG trying to be a model, like
in
You gotta watch
between.
out for some of those.
like did she look like somebody who could actually professionally model?
Was she
No.
catfishing?
Well, you know. But then again, that doesn't
She
matter
looks
because
like
these professional
random,
models.
she looks like random extra in a video.
So he died with a basic.
Random extra in a video.
He
Now
died
that
with
could
a
be broken up.
basic bitch on
In
a
a
blue pill.
90s video.
Video
Oh,
in a
90s
2
video.
Chainz video, because that could be random and all them look good.
Yeah. Was she like tip drill random? That video was a standard bearer right there.
Well, hey, was she like? You remember that video that Ludacris did? Get back. You don't know me like that. Remember them girls in that video?
Yeah. I'm
She
gonna
was
tell you
no,
something.
I'm gonna tell you something. She was Akinelli basic.
Oh yeah. Okay, then that was.
She was Akinelli.
She was the Bronx,
Mm-hmm.
but not.
North Little
Not.
Rock.
There you go. She was North Little Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Was she College Station?
How dare you?
I'm just saying.
The audacity.
I reached too far. I'm sorry.
Could have been granted down or something. Hey,
First, wait a minute. First, I didn't hear Happy Mother's Day.
I don't know where you live, Jen, so I wasn't commenting on you.
She don't stay in Little Rock.
You don't stay in Little Rock? Why is she on our show? I thought about our show. You check her resume. Send me her resume. Was she Granite Mountain in Memphis? Orange Mound.
Orange Mound?
She Orange Mound. Anyway, you said she's North Little Rock. So there's a whole lot of people already mad at you.
So?
I said what I said. So,
Indeed.
Mr. Kevin Samuels, you died with a North Little Rock hood rat Latino in a hotel room on a blue pill. Well, like I said, karma's a motherfucker.
But
this dude, he went out of his way to hurt people's feelings.
What kills me is the rumors like he didn't have money, he didn't have this. This man literally lived like off Peachtree. They said an apartment. It was really a condo community is what it was.
Was he renting or was he buying? We don't know that.
It was a rental.
What he was doing? I know he was
rental.
Getting for $99 a subscription.
And he had a lot of subscribers.
How many subscribers did he have?
Yeah, he had a lot.
He had quite a bit. I was blocked.
Over 50,000. Over 50,000.
Yeah, it was over 50,000.
For $99 a month.
What? 50,000.
God damn.
No.
And you do know that he had like speaking engagements. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I will give him this. He turned his brand up 1,000%, and in my opinion, came out of nowhere because I'm not a social media expert, and he was on my radar.
There was someone, I cannot think of the gentleman's name. Forgive me. He said that at first he was giving very basic relationship advice, but he changed into pretty much antagonizing African American females because he knew that Black women was going to read him the riot act.
So that was going to get him engagement.
And that was going to get him engagement because it gave him the shock value.
Yeah, I mean, I can't front. He was the ultimate hustler on that shit. Because when first time I saw it, I said, "Oh, he talking shit." And some people that'll be entertained. Some people got on that show because they knew they was gonna get this. They wanted to come forward.
They wanted to, and that's the downside of it. That there were some people who were just gluttons for punishment. But this is how I knew that he was targeting Black women. There was a non-ethnic, blue-eyed, blonde-haired woman who asked the same question. The same question that a Black woman asked, and he gently answered her question and logically answered it and moved on. But when the sister asked the same question, suddenly she's gonna die alone.
Oh, he tore into it. Well, I'm saying he had got his brand together. His hustle was immaculate.
And it did not take him long. It did not take him long.
No, that's what I'm saying. He jumped out of nowhere.
Literally came out of nowhere.
He jumped out of nowhere because of all the social media influencers and people I had heard about. I had never heard of this dude, but then once I did hear of him, I didn't stop hearing about him.
We know very little about him other than he's a college graduate and he's a Kappa.
Oh, okay. Now it's starting to really make sense. He's an asshole. He's an asshole. I bet he drove a BMW too.
He did.
Yes, he did. It's the official car of asshole.
I know that, his whole life, all the Black women that he was with, trying to be with, didn't hurt him in like
That's what it was. That's what it was. Because you know what? I got. Not only did I get blocked from his Twitter, his IG, his YouTube, and
Oh,
his
you
Facebook.
you was stalking it, man.
right.
No, he wanted to argue with me, and I
Mm.
just politely reached and twisted because I asked him, "Who hurt you?"
Mm.
What little girl on the playground kicked sand in your eye?
Mm.
Who hurt you?
Who was that fine short in high school that told you, no, get your little skinny ass out of here? You can tell
Who?
he was a cat that's been skinny his whole life.
He has. You can tell by the way he looked.
He was
I
slim.
mean,
And
Stepped on it, spit out.
his
and he
preferences
was a
was questionable.
cheerleader.
His preferences was quite questionable. I saw that was one of the comments that people were running, that they were surprised that he was actually found with a woman.
But was she?
Oh, plot thickens.
See,
Because wait a
On a little
minute.
blue pill, it thickens.
Wait a minute. Let me. That barb was in honor of our beloved Koki.
Yes.
The rumor out of a particular house in Atlanta, the original tweet that said that a man arrived DOA came from a gay guy. The original tweet came from a gay guy and was retweeted. And all of a sudden, different vlogs jumped on it, and they did
Now,
not confirm
I'll
it.
tell
And
you
then
something
his
though.
attorney confirmed it on Revolt TV
that he what? That it
Oh,
was
his attorney was
that
on
he,
Revolt.
yeah,
Yo,
and
well, then in that
contacted
case, then
Revolt.
my man had a little value out here. Then maybe he wasn't high value, but he was at some value. If your attorney's getting to speak on Revolt actually picked it up. But Revolt, man, they like the trash too.
everybody do. It's controversy.
Yeah, but Revolt can damn near be TMZ sometime the way they be trying to.
Yeah, they can because I'm gonna say this Revolt. I remember when X died, Revolt actually jumped on it too quick. X had not in fact died.
Yeah. Well, all the media outlets have done that before.
Yeah,
Because this rush to be first, it's not really about validating information. They just want to get that shit out there first because they know
right.
they can always apologize, but they don't want to be last. They rather be wrong than be last.
Right.
And then shit, they'll even ride the controversy of being wrong. They'll try to
Right.
make something out of it. I mean, it's clickbait. Clickbait is everything. So moving on
Mhm.
from Mr. Kevin Samuels, and RIP to that brother.
R.I.P. Bro.
He was. I will say he was an ultimate hustler. He did have a hustle.
He did his thing, man.
I didn't really care for what he was doing, but you know what? In this day and age, shit, baby got to eat. Baby
He
got to
returned
eat.
to hell.
Yeah, he'll be back in hell. Him and
Well, at least he went out with a bang.
No, but did he? Did he actually get the bang? That's the question.
Well, no, it was the following morning. So she
Oh!
actually spent the night with him.
She killed that man. No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Put that killer on him.
So he died with a smile on his face.
Or did he?
Baby on
Or
him.
did he? Anyway, so moving right along, these monthly payments.
You know what?
They've been experimenting
No.
with a
No.
minimum wage assisted payment plan. The government's been doing it. It was down in Austin, Texas. They're talking about $1 million to distribute among households, assist people with $1,000 a month for those who are behind on their bills and close to being homeless, losing a house. They want to give them assistance.
Was that not rental payment assistance? Is that not what that is that they tried to do during COVID? Is this not the same thing?
I don't know, because this is like some countries. Well, and I don't know any countries actually doing it, but they're talking about, like, what's his name? The guy that ran for president, Yang. He was talking about having like a mandatory minimum wage, but not I'll say minimum income. So everybody would get a minimum amount of money, so you can maintain a quality of life. Just so you wouldn't have to be homeless, keep some food on tables. Now, this ain't enough for you to be rich. You're not going out balling with a bond of bands and all that.
Penalty for that, because I remember getting those payments because of Gavin being the age that he was, and then when it came time to file taxes, they were like, "Okay, how much of that did we give you?"
Mm-hmm.
It depends. It depends.
Well, see, my thing is, here's my thought on that. I think this is how they're gonna slide by and say, "Well, we gave you reparations. These are your reparations."
Well, some states doing it, like California. They got their own little stimulus. It's probably just because from the state. It's not federal.
Well,
We'll
I think between and I'm tying this all together with the challenge to Roe versus Wade. So you want to give them a minimum income, but you still want to be able to tell people how they can live. Now, according to the
That
article,
makes sense. That
yeah,
makes sense. That
but
makes
according to
sense.
the article I was reading, there was no stipulation on how the money was to be spent. But I think if it comes from a federal level, there's definitely going to be some oversight on individuals, just like they used
I
to do
get
with
what you're
welfare.
getting at. I get
You
what
see
you're
what I'm
getting
saying?
at.
So now here you are, you can't use contraception. Now, was it Tennessee just banned a Plan B pill?
Yes, they did. They
They
have
just
pulled it out of the
banned the
stores.
Plan B. You cannot get a Plan B.
Well,
So
see, here's
now,
the thing.
they're trying to. What the?
I was having a conversation with one of the therapists at work, and if they overturn um, Roe versus Wade, it kicks it back to the states. So this is what happens. The Republican states are going to say absolutely not. That's
mhm,
24. It's 24. Now, Arkansas, on the other hand, what happens with Arkansas is that with Arkansas, what Arkansas is going to do, because what Hutchinson has said is that he's against the ban. So what it does is like with the sex trafficking victims that we work with, those young ladies who they've been sex trafficked. So if they end up pregnant, they're not going to keep those babies.
right.
So what happens is they're allowed to get one.
Hmm.
But the thing about it is that you have to understand that if you live in a Republican state and you want to go to another state to have this done, there is a monetary issue in getting to that other state,
Yeah,
paying for it. So what
yeah,
happens is that if you're under that certain level of income, by the time you get the money, it's going to be too late. So if you sit here and you're providing a certain income level to provide a certain monthly payment, you said minimum wage wise,
yeah. Minimum living wage is what I think they
a
call it.
minimum living wage, that money can be utilized to do just that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. If it makes sense, it makes total sense.
But I think my problem is this, and for those of you that don't know, I actually am a conservative. Um, I'm not a Republican, but I am a conservative. I'm a fiscal conservative, but I'm a social liberal. I'm in the middle there somewhere. Meaning, what you do in your house, I think, is your business, and I
As it
don't
should
think
be.
the government should come in and tell you what to do in your house. As long as it's between consenting adults, then y'all should do whatever you want to do. Keep that in your house.
And I think this should be the
But
government has no right to tell a woman what she should do with her body.
but
Anybody for that matter.
but I do not think that my tax dollars should be used to pay for your choices.
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? I don't think my tax dollars should be used to pay for the choices that you chose to make. So
Mm-mm.
I don't think it should be.
Well,
I
that's
don't think.
choices that was just put it on them, like the instance
Yeah,
she was saying to
yeah,
people.
yeah. I mean, somebody who's been sex trafficked, somebody who's been raped, and you can't afford it, then you should be able to get some assistance. But I'm talking
And
about,
there is for that.
yeah, I'm talking about, little Miss Housewife, picket fence, 6-figure husband
Who had an affair with the gardener?
who had an affair with the gardener. Now you got pregnant. Now you want to come run around and you trying to hide it and you want to get some assistance. No, I'm not. So I'm not supposed to pay. That's my tax dollars shouldn't be paying for
No,
your
absolutely
indiscretion.
not. We're
I mean,
not.
or even just because you and your husband decided you're gonna have unprotected sex and now you had a baby and y'all don't want to raise this child, you don't have the right to come out here and ask me to assist you in
I
making
agree.
your decisions.
I
Now that's
agree.
where I stand on it. So again, with the minimum living wage or whatever they're gonna call it, if this gonna be out there and people gonna have no discretion about what they can do with that money, um, that's gonna get a little sticky for me. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna get a little sticky for me because do I want my tax dollars to be contributing to somebody's drug habit?
No.
Right. But I mean, when they was asking people who were getting social services to take drug tests, and people went crazy, like You can't be. That's wrong. That's not right. You can't be. I'm
But the
like,
guy who started it tested positive.
I mean, my whole point being, if you're taking assistance from the government, then there's gonna be some regulation there. I mean, we get mad now that corporations get these big tax breaks. They're talking about Elon Musk. Part of the reason why he's rich is because he gets these big ass, basically corporate welfare from the government. But then to be the same ones barking about the regulations that's going on in the state where he's operating. So he wants to move his whole shit from California to Austin, to Texas. See what I'm saying? So I'm like, if you take the money, you got to be able to willing to deal with the regulations that come along with it. If you don't want the money, then go ahead and do your own thing with your own money. Go get a private loan from a bank and y'all work that shit out. That's just where I stand. Because how many of your tax dollars go towards shit that you don't want and that you don't support? You don't have no choice in the matter. Can we go? Can when you get ready to file your taxes, can you get a whole list of the government's bills and go down and check off what you want to pay for and what you don't want to pay for?
Absolutely not.
No, you don't get to do that.
Nope.
So I am not for banning abortion. I think a woman's right to choose is between her, whatever her religious beliefs and family, and that's on her. You know what I'm saying? Her and her God. That's between her, her God, and her physician.
Right.
I just don't think I should have to pay for it.
And most people with money do feel that way. And on that ocean world, guess what?
Play some music.
We shall be right back in 1 second.
HoodTech presents the HoodCast.
24 in a day, 7 days a week. We out here on the grind while you niggas sleep. The system ain't designed to help you and me. They give you everything you want instead of what you need. Thumbing through these hundreds trying to chase a dream. But show them what it take to really make a king. I stand for these streets and everything they made. Even if a nigga gotta make a scene, pulling on the smoke while I pull up at the show. Got a taste for this money, now I'm trying to get some more. But you gotta keep it close, cause you will never know who's real and who's not, and who's hating from the dough. Don't let these rap labels chip you out of your soul. Cause once they cut a check, they become a control. They refuse to respect, you did it all on your own. No need a noose on my neck, it's the whole lot of go. What's
you
up?
know, like I know, we all gotta leave someday.
Yeah.
And if you know, like I know, we all wanna see those cakes. So no matter where you are, I pray heaven ain't too far.
Hoping heaven
And
ain't
if you
far.
know, like I know, we all gotta go someday.
You know the song still, the chrome still in these 4 wheels. You gotta stay protected in your home field. Gotta do it on your own, get your own measures. Be your own boss, cut your own deals. Cause they don't really wanna see you advance. But you gotta plant the seed if you're trying to expand. Whatever your future holds, then it's all in your hands. So blame you if it doesn't go according to plan. I do this shit for the family, you do this shit for the gram. Give a fuck by the Grammy, I'm trying to buy me some land. So when my hands get dirty, I end up making amends. What you thought was a blessing, probably turn to a sin. Gotta keep your business on the need to know. It's all about the discipline, you gotta keep control. Dedicate your time trying to reach your goal. And elevate your mind, it'll free your soul.
You know, like I know, we all gotta leave someday. And if you know, like I know, we all wanna see those cakes. So no matter where you are, I pray heaven ain't too far.
Hoping heaven
And
ain't
if you
far.
know, like I know, we all gotta go someday. Pray heaven ain't too
Yeah,
far.
hoping heaven ain't far. Yeah, I pray heaven ain't far.
You're listening to HoodTech Presents the HoodCast.
HoodTech presents the HoodCast.
Shake it, shake it, shake it for me, baby. Shake it, shake it, shake it for me, baby. Shake it, shake it, shake it for me, baby. Shake it for me, baby. I wanna see you get low. Bring that ass to the floor. Shake it for me, baby. Keep putting on the show. Cause real talk, I like the way you move. But this is what I wanna see you do. I wanna see you make your booty clap. Make it clap. Yeah, shout it, make your booty clap. Girl, make it clap. I wanna see you make your booty clap. Make it clap for me. Clap, nasty ass clap. I wanna see you get low, little mama. Bring that ass to the floor. Bend over and let your hand touch your toes. And throw it back for me with no hesitation. And make your booty clap. I wanna stand in ovation. Get it poppin', baby, don't stop it. Bring it up and down and use it like hydraulics. And you ain't gotta worry about making a profit. Cause money ain't an issue. Listen, baby, I got it. So baby, tell me what it do. I'm trying to get it poppin', I'm here with me and my crew. I got a lot of money and I can spend it with you. But first, I gotta see what you could do. I wanna see you get low. Bring that ass to the floor. Shake it for me, baby. Keep putting on the show. Cause real talk, I like the way you move. But this is what I wanna see you do. I wanna see you make your booty clap. Make it clap. Yeah, shout it, make your booty clap. Girl, make it clap. I wanna see you make your booty clap. Make it clap for me. Clap, 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 clap. I want a round of applause. Booty shaking, no playing, get down for your boy. I'm trying to play with it like it was a toy. While your ass go to work like your booty's employed. Shake it for me, baby, to the beat now. Switch it up for me, use one cheek now. Do it cause you want to, this ain't a favor. Do your thing, girl, shake what your mama gave ya. Then you could bring it to bless and let it bounce like you was cashing a bad check. Take a second, let me get a breath. Then this is what I need you to do next. I wanna see you get low. Bring that ass to the floor. Shake it for me, baby. Keep putting on the show. Cause real talk, I like the way you move. But this is what I wanna see you do. I wanna see you make your booty clap. Make it clap. Yeah, shout it, make your booty clap. Girl, make it clap. I wanna see you make your booty clap. Make it clap for me. Clap, 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 clap. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Bring the alarm, shorty's on fire. Bring the alarm, shorty's on fire. Bring the alarm, shorty's on fire. She's on fire. She's going in. 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 Hey, you nasty. You nasty, girl. You nasty. You nasty. You nasty. You nasty, girl. You nasty. You nasty. You nasty. You nasty, girl. You nasty. You nasty. You nasty. You nasty, girl. You nasty.
Yeah, she nasty. She's so nasty. We are back. Third and final segment of Hood Tech presents the HoodCast, volume 267.
Yeah.
Making that booty clap. Love it when that.
So, from what I hear, the correction, we got an update on the escapee with correctional assistance. Where they found at the lovely Tijuana Resort Hotel,
Indiana.
It was in. Oh, they got it all the way to Indiana. What they run from?
Here's what killed me.
Who the
If
fuck
you gonna
escapes
go
Indiana?
if you gonna leave Alabama, why would you go north?
Was they trying to get to Canada?
Maybe.
Or why if they left Alabama? Why they ain't try to get to Cuba?
Why didn't they go through Mexico?
I mean,
it ain't hard to get out. It's hard to get back in. So maybe they thought they get caught at the border.
I mean, then on top of that, they end up crashing. The CO ended up injured, so she's actually in the hospital, and he got taken into custody.
she gonna be right behind them.
What? She fucked off her retirement and everything.
Boy, I think
wait a minute.
Okay.
That's what I found out. Her retirement paperwork was not completely processed.
Oh, bitch.
So she forfeits it.
Oh, she fucked off her retirement completely. They probably stopped processing it when she ran off.
Exactly, because she turned it in that day.
Yeah, and then as soon as she came up missing, they was like, hold up on that paperwork right there.
But what killed me is she escaped using the actual prison squad car. They found it parked. Then they ended up in a different car.
Because
That
I'm sure
car
they were
ends up
tracking it.
trash. Right. And then he wanted to go out in a blaze of glory.
Oh, he tried to shoot somebody.
That's what he wanted.
He wanted
Yeah.
suicide by
Yes,
cop.
he did say that he wanted the cops to kill him.
Yeah.
I know
And
he
that's
had
not what
some women that
happened.
he had threatened to murder. They thought he was on
His
his way.
ex-girlfriend and the
And her sister.
ex-girlfriend's sister.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he was gonna murder them when he got out. So I don't know if they were in Indiana or anything like that. But I'm just like,
That's why.
I'm just like, she should have had enough sense to know what the procedure was on for an escapee.
Indiana?
I mean, nothing wrong with Indiana, but you came from Alabama to go all the way to Indiana. I would have been going, like you said, I
They
went to
didn't go
Mexico.
far. Because how long have they been gone?
Yeah, they've been gone like what, 2 weeks now? Week now?
Right. That's as far as y'all could go.
Yeah, they really could have got to Cuba by now if they'd had any kind of money together. They could have paid somebody to take them on that boat ride straight up because they run them fast boats back and forth. Well, from what I hear, allegedly.
Well, she should have did.
They could have.
Right first. She should have got a right
Disclaimer. We are not giving anyone tips on how to evade justice.
No, we are not at all giving anyone tips on how to evade justice. You're saying, if you're trying to get out of town, you don't go that way.
Because I mean, I had to look at this from the city that they escaped from in Alabama to Indiana. Seems like to me they were stayed in Alabama for a while and just watched it all go down. Then they left.
Oh, so they got out of there and just went somewhere and hid for a little while.
Right, because for them to only in 2 weeks you get found in Indiana, you were somewhere in the vicinity for a while.
I mean, Indiana is
Alabama to Indiana. Think about this for a second.
That ain't really that far.
It's not far.
That ain't really that far. Was 12 hours maybe?
12, 14. It's not far.
I'm saying
that's a day trip.
I mean, you can drive from Little Rock to New York in 15 hours.
No, you can't, bro.
Yes, you can. 15 hours?
15 hours.
Yeah,
that is 15 hours.
Miles an hour? Yeah, you're right.
That's 15 hours. Yeah, you talking to a
You
guy
drive
that
like a
that
church
shit.
lady. Are you serious?
No, I'm talking about driving the speed limit. I've gotten tickets doing that trip, but driving the speed limit, I've made the trip in 15 hours.
That's because you drive like a bat out of hell.
No, I do the speed limit, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, your speed limit.
Anyway,
I've never gotten a citation. I mean,
all I'm saying is they didn't get very far, and they definitely wasn't running to only get to Indiana, and they had a week head start. Well, at least they had a week before. When we've been seeing them reported for a week, and then they got caught, and then they crashed the car because he was trying to go out and blaze the glory. She was injured, so they were in a high speed chase, possibly.
Yes, it was a high speed chase. That's how they got caught.
So they was bullshitting around. They was just happy to be. He was just happy to be outside.
Right. So I just really believe that they were conjugating their relationship, and then they were like, "Okay, let's leave," and they got spotted in Indiana and
ran and crashed the car. They was the dumbest escapees ever because
you
were already down at the border. I mean, you were already down on the waterfront. You could have got in any number of.
I mean, they could have went from Alabama into Florida, and then got on a boat and hit the Keys.
Right. They could have done something better than what they did, but
they could, like y'all said, drove to Mexico because shit. I mean, it
wasn't far.
But they would have got. They'd have tried to cross that border though. They would have got checked and probably got caught.
Yeah, but if they had left out of Florida into Cuba, they hadn't.
Right. They really because I don't think they knew until the day after, the next day.
They probably could have got to Mexico and got up out of Dodge. But they definitely could have got to Florida and got to Cuba.
Non-stop. I bet you they could have got out.
Oh, they weren't driving like that if they only got to Indiana in a week. So they wasn't driving non-stop. Them niggas was bullshit. They were stopping and taking pictures and doing Instagram posts and shit, probably getting breakfast. This nigga like, I want a real cheeseburger. He wants some out of prison food and shit. They picking up souvenirs and maps, all kind of shit. He got a hat to say I just escaped. And all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
And then I found out something in reading the story. Both of them, they literally stuck out like Gomez and Morticia.
Stick was 6'9".
He's 6'9", and she had a kickstand. She had a messed up hip. So she literally walked like the gym teacher with that boot.
Oh, yeah, he put it all up in her, boy. Oh, nigga, like,
You
yeah.
make sure he had that boot up by his head, like boop boop.
He had that shit playing for the look probably since he first said, oh yeah.
But he's 6'9", bro. He can't even scooch down and look. He can't walk into any room and not be above everybody's head. You know what I'm saying? He would stand out like he was walking up on a Japanese camera convention. They gonna see this motherfucker like, bro, you are sticking out.
Right.
But for all that more reason, it's not racist. They're not very tall people. But for all that reason,
Japanese camera convention, really?
okay, I'm wrong. Disclaimer, you can throw that up for that one. I'll just say they didn't try too hard if they didn't try to go south and get to Cuba or get somewhere to get out of the country.
Because I mean, if I did something, I'm headed straight to Cuba.
I'm trying to get fucked up out of here, bro.
Maybe like y'all said earlier, you know, she was thinking in her head that she's gonna wait on her pension to come through.
You could do that. Well, see,
I mean, but hey,
the problem was, she couldn't put her pension in and still be there to help them get out. So she put her pension in the day they did it. And I'm telling you, when they realized what happened, that pension paperwork got slowed down.
Slowed down, right?
Because they was gonna be, no, we got to do an investigation before we can go ahead.
Because all her mind was she wanted some more dick.
Yeah, that 6'9" was crawling through her brain.
Crawling through her everything. Yeah. Boy,
that dent in the back of her forehead. That dent in the top of her forehead was like everything. She was. Like, I'm sorry, moms. I know you're listening. But yeah, that.
He threw her hip back in place. And when she had the record,
she's walking straight. She's out there like, she's out there doing a two-step.
Right. Oh my God.
Knocked the bursitis out that hip.
Oh. They got him.
But yeah, I mean, clearly these were not very bright people.
No,
she wasn't bright that she let a convicted murder convince her to do that. And
you know what? This is how I would have done this.
Okay,
I would have done my retirement. I would have got my money.
Right.
But then she couldn't have got back in to get him out.
Not necessarily. Well,
she couldn't have escorted him out till she retired.
Right. True.
You know what I'm saying? She couldn't have escorted him out to retire. But she should have. I don't know what she should have done.
But
I mean,
they weren't very bright people. She could have made it look like, okay, I was accosted.
But still, after she retired, there would be no reason for her to be escorting this man nowhere near.
Didn't somebody do that? Didn't somebody make it look like an inmate kidnapped them when in actuality she helped them escape, and it was found out sometime after the fact that she helped him actually escape?
Yeah, there was an explosion every 10 minutes. It was directed by Michael Bay.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw that movie.
Yeah.
So anyway, they caught him. She's in the hospital. He did not get to go out in the blaze of glory.
He wanted to, but you know what? If it was any one of us,
if it was one of us,
kill shot.
Kill shot straight to the dome. Weapon or no weapon. I like the way we do that all the time. You know, if it would have been us,
but it's a mop in the bucket. You know what? Just like I was sitting here and I was telling somebody when and G saw it when I did the Kevin Samuels post, and I'm like, y'all sitting up here arguing with me, and I was just talking about the level of privilege, and I said I can legit Mike Vick a dog and get more time than a white IG model who was covered in her boyfriend's blood taking photos.
Oh, that happened?
Yeah, the black guy who was tweeting about how bad black women were, and he was talking about my girlfriend is accusing me of talking to black girls. I don't even like black girls. Well, she stabbed him to death shortly thereafter. And it's been on Dr. Phil. It's been in the media.
I'll be missing all that shit. I've been working too much.
Right. And it's a pretty big story. She was arrested. She said that she was going to kill herself, ended up on a 9-9 hold. That's a mental health hold.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew how to talk the talk and walk the walk because she went on a 9-9 hold for 24 hours, got out, and the lawyer has been answering questions ever since. Hey, cuz. And, you know, That's pretty much what happened. She's still free. She has not been charged with anything. The lawyer is saying that it was self-defense, and I'm trying to think of the guy's name, but he's from a Nigerian family.
Did she stab him on IG? Was he on IG when he got stabbed?
No,
Okay, I was gonna say
but
that's a lot right
she
there.
posted pictures after the fact. I mean, she's in the
Oh, she
mirror.
had the
Yeah.
state of mind to post pictures of herself covered
hmm
in somebody's blood after she stabbed him, and she got off.
hmm
Her lawyer must have
Hold
been
on, IG
privileged attorneys at law because there's no way
Matter
in
of fact,
hell.
hold on a second. The name of her name Charles Rabin is the attorney, and her name is Courtney Taylor, and
Courtney, of course, her name is Courtney.
Courtney Taylor, and pretty much what it is. It happened in Miami, and she stabbed her boyfriend. His name is Christian Obumseli. He was 27 years old, and she killed him. And
And she got off.
for the most part, so
For the most,
far
she
she
hadn't
has
been
gotten
charged.
off. She has not been charged.
Oh yeah, we talking
Dr.
about murder,
Phil,
BBK. We
Oh
talking about
yeah,
murder.
yeah, Dr. Phil,
that's the least.
um,
But you're gonna have to rewind back to catch what we talked about in the last segment.
yeah, Dr. Phil actually interviewed the family.
Is Dr. Phil still
Um,
on TV?
yeah, he's still on TV. He
Oprah keep
interviewed
that
the
nigga locked
family.
in, boy.
Oh, she
Well,
got
Oprah is gonna get her money. She's gonna get her credit. But here's the thing: she's out in a bar. Y'all see this right here, where she was
Mm-hmm.
out in the bar, as if she did not kill this boy,
I'll videotape her right now.
and they're videoing
You
her,
should go.
and
Yeah, you
she's
should
leaving the
go.
bar.
Because you just killed your boyfriend. Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Ooh.
and yeah,
Where you
yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, so now we public shaming murderers? That ain't
Yeah,
right.
I
I'll
mean,
videotape
but
her.
watch this. This is less than like 48 hours after she did it. She's in a bar,
Out having a bar, and after she had posted this
and
all online.
watch this. This is the video after she stabbed him. She's covered in blood.
They're like dog walking around,
hmm
and she's taking video and putting it online. Yo, man, people are fucked up out here.
Very much so.
Yo, that is wow. She in pretty good shape though. That's crazy. Oh, the cops are there though.
Yeah, but she never went to the precinct. She never went to the precinct.
Oh, they. So it's. Oh my. Okay.
She went straight to the hospital.
Okay. So Shorty murdered this dude, went straight to the hospital, then got released on her own recognizance. What'd you say, Harpo?
hmm So, Dr. Phil was on the show. Her family did not appear, but Christian Obumseli, sh the method that he died, in which he died, yeah,
Yep.
that's what we're
Just
talking
like the
about.
just like the cop that killed that other African dude, walked into his crib talking about she accidentally went in his house.
And you know what kills me about her?
having up the
Here's a dirty little secret about her, the one that accidentally walked in the house. One, the smell of your own home. That's one. Two, sweetie, you were messed up because your partner decided that he was going to stay with his wife and not you. And you went and got hammered and walked into the wrong apartment and shot this guy in his underwear. That's what happened. Let's
And
just
they
call it
knew each
spade
other
a
though.
spade.
Like they had pictures of them
They knew
hanging
each
out and
other.
shit. They knew
They
each
knew
other.
each
They were
other.
friends.
Yeah,
I
they were
think they had a
friends.
thing going on too.
They knew each other.
Because in his
So
apartment, I could have. Well, I may have seen this wrong, so I want to mistake.
you're
But
right. You're not wrong. You're right. They knew each other.
I
She
know
knew
they knew
him.
each other. I know they knew each other, but I thought they had a little more of an intimate relationship.
But Christian Obumseli met a very slow, painful death
Mm-hmm.
because when they found him, the knife was sticking out
So,
of his
God
shoulder.
damn. Oh,
see
So
now.
she split a main artery and he bled out. That is a slow, painful death.
Ooh,
oh.
your
Well,
capital.
on that note, now that we've had the horror movie section of the show,
Right.
we've done the blood, the guts, and the gore. We've done the Roe versus Wade, the minimum living wage. Yeah, BBK, you're gonna have to go back because we covered a lot of shit in the show, man. You got to show. I know you was at work, but next time get here a little sooner. But you can always watch us on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe.
Yep.
And
And you can go
thank
to
you, cuz, for coming through.
Yep.
So now that we've got through all of that depressing news, with more examples about how those saltines ain't right in the world,
Mountains of caucus.
let's go on to our random statements. We're coming up on hour 20, so let's get look at you, man. Those saltines. Let's get our random statements. This is three of us. So who's gonna start? I ain't starting because y'all always make me start. I don't always start.
And I don't have to start because, hey,
Jen, it's on you, baby girl.
Okay.
ladies first.
Start with a question. What is the meaning of life? To give life meaning.
Bam. What is the meaning of life? To give life meaning. Yes, my random statement for the day is: if you can't help, please don't hurt.
I know that's right.
If you can't make it better, please don't make it worse.
Yeah.
That is true. And so many people make it worse.
Yes. If you can't do something to help, please don't make it worse. God damn it.
And my
So,
and my random statement is know what you can do. Pretty much. Know what you can do. Know what you can do.
assess your skills and abilities. Know what you can do.
Know what you can do.
Right.
Knowing what you can do a lot of shit.
Here we
That's-
go. He's gonna go down the dark tunnel. Here it comes.
That was it. What are you talking about? That was it.
He said I haven't blazed yet, so I can't answer no questions. I'll just listen. Cause like I ain't
That's
got my mind.
kinfolk.
I ain't
Yes,
got
you
my
ain't got
mind
mine.
right. My man ain't come through with that sack. I am not here for no questions.
Yeah. You should catch us a little earlier now that you know we on. We are on every Monday and Thursday,
That's
8 o'clock
right.
Eastern
Well,
Standard Time.
cousin's out there in Cali, so
Oh
Oh,
well,
so he 2 hours behind. She's 6 o'clock.
she's 2 hours behind. Yeah.
6 o'clock.
So
Right,
she needs to
right,
jump on here about 6 p.m. and we'll be right here waiting on you, cuzzo.
right,
Thank
right.
you for joining us, though.
Yeah,
Thanks for
just
coming through, BBK.
go to the YouTube and hit the little notification button. Right? Did
And
they
they'll
hit the
let you know
button?
when we start.
Yep.
Yep.
She
And
got the
subscribe and
notification.
please.
You just at work.
I got you. So please subscribe and you can come on and join us. We appreciate you coming through, though. We really do. It's time for us to get up out of here. This has been another fun-packed edition of Hood Tech Presents the HoodCast, HoodCast 267. Happy belated Mother's Day to all you
She
mothers
said
out
that
there.
they'll come to work and make it home.
You're welcome. These hoes. I like when people spell hoes like that.
Stupid.
All right,
Thank,
y'all.
thank y'all, world. Have a hood day.
Have a hood day.
Have a good day.
HoodTech presents the HoodCast. HoodTech presents the HoodCast.